grade students. So today we will be continuing our discussion that we had discussed last time. So today we will be having this question. Have you ever had a dramatic change of heart or a strong emotional response after looking at something as simple as a billboard or a commercial? If your answer is yes, then probably you are being persuaded to believe with whatever you are reading or looking at. And that is what we call propaganda. Let's define first what is propaganda. So it means to disseminate or promote particular ideas. So remember, during the election season in the Philippines, a popular TikTok page suddenly started posting short, eye-catching videos of local mayor helping senior citizens, giving out relief goods, and dancing with tricycle drivers. So the video goes viral with hashtag like alagang mayor, hashtag serbisyong tunay. So, that is what is happening during the election. And that is actually a propaganda and it promotes a particular idea. So, yung idea is si mayor ay maalaga at maaasahan. So, by selective showing only positive acts, leaving out any issues or controversies. So, puro mabango lang ang sinasabi natin sa kanya, laging positive. So, when your mayor's TikTok looks like a superhero reel but skips the bloopers or yung mga baho na tinatago nila or the controversies that came with their name and their positions. So let us define what is propaganda. So propaganda enable us to participate in important events such as elections, celebrations, and memorials. It uses truth, half-truth, and limited truth. So let us have this example. I built 10 classrooms for the public school. So the truth is, yes, 10 classrooms were built. Pero saan nanggaling ang budget? Sa candidate ba talaga? No. So the half-truth here is the funding actually came from the national government, not just the candidate. So what's left out? The classroom took 3 years to finish and some remain unused due to lack of quality. So that is the truth sa mga panahon ngayon, 'di ba? With that, let us now discuss the common types of propaganda. So we have here the four types. We have bandwagon, glittering generalities, transfer, and then the half-truth. Let us have first the bandwagon. So it encourages people to follow the crowd and sometimes referred to as the herding instinct. So people like to belong to the majority or group and dislike being left out. So totoo naman 'yan, 'di ba? Sino ba naman sa atin ang gusto na ma-left out or mapag-iwanan? So actually, the term bandwagon has its origin in the 1800s. So, ito na kwento ko na to sa inyo. When the politician used wagons with music and entertainment to attract the audience. So, lilibot sila doon sa lugar na yon and then by using wagon. And inside the wagon, may kasama silang mga banda. So, that becomes the bandwagon. So, once a sizable crowd had gathered, the politician would speak. So, other politicians recognizing the popularity of certain bandwagons and hoping to take advantage of their success would often try to get seat on the bandwagon. So, ganun yung nangyayari dati. That is how they do the campaign during that time. So, ito na kwento na to sa inyo last time, 'di ba? And also, na-discuss na rin natin si bandwagon. It is you being left out. So, sino ba naman yung may gustong ma-left out or mapag-iwanan, right? So, that is the bandwagon. So, let us have this example. So, during the election last time, which side do you bet? Do you bet for BBM and Sarah, the unit team, or did you vote for Lenny and Kiko? Although I know that you did not vote during that time, pero I know may mga bet kayo dito or may mga gusto kayo dito. So here, in modern usage, the term bandwagon effect refers to any situation in which people attempt to be part of a successful, popular endeavor merely for the sake of its popularity. So during this time, nung panahon ng election, 'di ba? Sobrang sikat ng yung kanta ni Andrew Ina, Bagong Pilipinas, bagong muka. May prinsipyo, may isang salita. Kaibigan mo, kaibigan ko. So, something like that, 'di ba? Dahil naging popular siya, so, sino yung pinili ng tao? 'Di ba? So, si BBM and Sarah. So, the bandwagon technique takes advantage of human desire to be a part of the majority group or the winning team. Since nakikita ng tao na sobrang lakas nung kanta ni Andrew Ina yun. And ayun yung naging isa sa way para mas mapakilala pa yung unit team during that time. And dahil nga tayo, we don't want to be left out and we want to be the part of the winning team, syempre, susuportahan natin kung sino yung kikita natin na pwedeng manalo during that time. Now, let us have these glittering generalities. So, it use vague, positive phrases to evoke strong feelings without context or a specific definition. So, glittering generalities serve only to evoke emotions. So, in glittering generalities, it is stated there that it is used to evoke emotion. So, in this picture, we have here a candidate. So, nakalagay dito that the candidate is the epitome of honesty and integrity. So, this statement appeals to the audiences that the desire for trustworthy leadership without providing specific instances of evidence of the candidate honesty and integrity. So here, kapag nabasa pa lang nila tong honesty and integrity, ay, siya pala ay talagang tapat. So, iboboto ko siya. So, that is the glittering generalities. Let us have another example. So, join our program and be part of brighter future for our nation. So, itong phrase na to, it taps into the desire for a better future. So, pag sumali pala ako dito, magkakaroon tayo ng better future. But, does not specify how exactly the program will achieve this or what it entails. So, ano ba yung pwede nating gawin para makamit nga natin yung future, better future na yun. So, it is not stated here in this picture. Alright, so now let us have this example. Para sa tunay na pagbabago, makatao, makabayan, makatarungan. So, yung word na pagbabago, makatao, change, and pro-people are powerful. So, napakalakas niyang dating niya mga salita na yan sa mga tao. Kapag nabasa nila na yan, so yung emotion talaga nila kuhang-kuha agad, 'di ba? So that is an example of glittering generality. It evokes your emotion. And here, kahit walang facts yan, kahit walang details yan, basta nabasa ng tao yan, they will be automatically persuaded with what the poster is saying. So, may hikayat agad sila dyan. Because, yung emotion nila ay matindi. Gustong-gusto nila ng pagbabago. Gusto nila ng mga makatao. So, just like yung 3 trillion march na naganap nitong last time lang, 'di ba? So, ang dami, dahil nga matindi yung emosyon ng tao about the corruption, ang dami talagang sumama, 'di ba? So, that is an example of glittering generalities. So now let us proceed with the third one, which is the transfer. So associates a product or idea with something respected or revered. It is also known as association, and false connection. So, transfer is closely related to the testimonial technique. So, halos kaparehas lang daw siya ng testimonial technique. But let's see ano ba yung difference between these two. So here, looking by the example, so as you can see, there is a picture here of the political candidate passing with the religious leaders. So, itong mga political candidate na to ay may strategy, no? So, they really love to post pictures o sa mga, and also, they also love to post sa mga tao na sa tingin nila ay pwede nilang kapitan. So, a political candidate may strategically pose for photos or attend events with respected religious leaders to transfer the trust and respect people have for those leaders onto themselves. So, imagine kung itong tao na to ay respetado at dinikitan mo to, ang magiging tingin na rin sa'yo ng tao ay respetado ka. So, this implies that the candidate shares the same values and principles as the religious figure, even if there's no direct evidence of such alignment. So, basta tumayo ka katabi ng isang respetadong tao, ang magiging tingin na rin sa'yo ng tao ay respetadong tao ka din. Kahit wala namang evidence na ipinakita doon, no? So, that is the transfer. Okay, so next one, example is using the national symbols in advertisement. So, etong sample natin, di ba, si Sara Duterte uses Agila as her iconic symbol para sa presidency. So, and also they uses the flag to make them look like they are patriotic, no, and have the national pride. So, yung mga companies or organizations, they may use national symbols such as the Philippine flag or the iconic landmarks to associate their brand with patriotism and national pride. So, this transfer suggests that by supporting or purchasing from the company, consumers are also demonstrating their love for their country. So, ganun yung pinapakita niya. Dahil meron niyang landmark or dahil meron niyang or dahil may ginamit sila na flag or may ginamit sila na symbol that shows patriotism at kapag binili yun ng tao, pakiramdam nila na patriotic sila, then that is an example of transfer. So the last example for transfer is the celebrities endorsing health products. So eto mga celebrities na to are often used in advertisement for health products like vitamins or supplements. And even yung mga clinics nga, 'di ba, na re-retoke such as Belo, Kalayan, Dr. Yapi, 'di ba? So most of them are celebrities ang nag-e-endorse. So by associating the celebrity's image with the product, the advertisers aim to transfer the viewer's admiration for the celebrity onto the product, implying that using the product will lead to similar health and vitality. So kapag nakita nyo na maganda yung celebrity, for example, idol nyo tong celebrity na to, and yung product na ine-endorse nila ay ito. For example, yung Bini, 'di ba? Ang ine-endorse nila is Rexona. So kapag nakita nyo na gumagamit yung isa sa idol nyo ng Rexona, and then sasabihin nyo, ito yung ginagamit niya, baka kapag ginamit ko to, maging kaamoy ko siya. So that is transfer. Okay? Now, let us discuss the last common types of propaganda, which is all about the half-truths. So, ano ba tong half-truths na to? These are the statements that are essentially true, but lacking critical information and presented as the whole truth contains some but not all elements of truth. So, the purpose of half-truth is to present a speaker or argument in flattering way. So, let us have the political campaign ads highlighting achievement. So, this is one good example of half-truth, no? So, A political candidate may run ads boasting about their accomplishments in office. While the achievements mentioned might be true, so pwedeng totoo yung mga pinagsasabi niya dito na nakagraduate siya sa ganito, nakapasa siya ng ganyan, or nakapasa siya ng batas na ganito, ganito yung mga experiences niya, ano-ano yung mga awards niya, at ano yung education niya, yung background niya. So while these achievements are true, the ads may conveniently leave out any failures or controversies during their tenure, giving voters an incomplete picture of the performance. So, kung titignan nyo tong picture na to, si Risa Hontiveros, nandyan lahat ng achievements niya. Everything is positive about her. But, ano yung nawawala? No? So, ano yung mga controversies na meron siya during that time? So, ano ba yung mga nangyari na failure noong time niya or nung tenure niya? So, that is the half-truth. Wala yung iba. So, lahat lang ng pinapakita is yung maganda, pero yung pangit, wala. So, that is half-truth. Another example of half-truth, yung selective quoting in media coverage. So here, in this example, si Akbayan, Representative Shell Jokno, sorry. So sa desisyong ito, talo ang taong bayan, talo ang pananagutan. So meron lang quote na ibinigay, but news outlets may selectively quote individuals or sources to support particular narrative while ignoring contradictory evidence or perspective. So, by presenting only one side of the story, the media can sway public opinion in certain direction while still technically reporting accurate information. So, ito, madalas itong nangyayari ito sa social media, mga cut na videos, tapos i-upload online, and then ito yung magkakaroon na ng issue dahil nga ganito yung nabasa nila, ito lang yung nabasa nila, ito lang yung nakita nila, and that is actually the problem. So they are just showing what they want to show at tinatago na nila yung iba, no? So that is half truth. Example for half-truth is the product advertisements exaggerating benefits. So, the advertisements for consumer products may exaggerate the benefits or effectiveness of the product while downplaying any potential side effects or limitations. So, example natin sa mga product is yung mga rejuvenating, no? Rejuvenating set. So, ang effect niya na pinapakita is kumikinis, nagga-glass skin ka talaga, Korean-like talaga yung skin mo, maputi ka. But, yung pinaka side effect niya, which is, while you are using that rejuvenating set, pwedeng mamula yung mukha mo, pwedeng mamalat yung mukha mo. So, yun yung half-truth dito. Ang pinapakita lang is the effect. Pero yung pwedeng maging side effect while you are using the product, hindi ipapakita na namamalat yung mukha mo, nagbabalat yung mukha mo. Another example is yung beauty product that may claim to eliminate wrinkles without mentioning that the result may vary depending on factors like age and skin type. So, sasabihin, oh yan, nakakawala yan ng wrinkles. So, according to the, for example, according to the advertisement. But the problem is, totoo ba na nakakawala ng wrinkles? So, iba-iba ang skin type ng tao. So, the results may vary depending on the factors. So, ano ba yung skin type ng tao na yan? Ano ba yung age ng tao na yan? Kung halimbawa ay 70 years old na yung tao, do you expect na mawawala pa yung wrinkles niya? Eh, di ba, talagang normal naman na magkaroon ng wrinkles ang 70 years old. So, that is the half-truth. We are done discussing our different propaganda technique. We will be having an activity. So you will going to identify the type of propaganda technique used in each example below, and you will going to explain how the technique is employed to influence the audience. So here is the activity. 5 items lang naman siya. So we have here the statement and scenario. So you will going to identify whether what type of propaganda used in these examples, and you will write the explanation here. So that will be your activity for today. If you have question, you may message me. So after watching this video, you may comment your name and your section. So that would be all. Thank you. I hope you understand our lesson.